Heyo, you're listening to Toasted Time, where I cook your time with some Reddit stories. Right now, you're being toasted with some r/am I the A, where in the end we'll find out if a mother making their daughter shower is an a-hole move. But first, we'll start off with, am I the A for letting my kids disturb my husband during an important work meeting after he said he would handle them for a day to prove how easy my job is? I'm 31 and my husband is 36. We have 2 boys, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. My husband works in an office and he has the option to work a few days a week from home, but he prefers not to because he says it's easier to focus in the office. I run a small business from home, and I don't have a lot of daily work, just some emails and planning, maybe 3 hours in a day, but the business does make about a third of our household income. But my younger son is home all day, and just dealing with him takes a lot of energy, because he's really high energy and will probably wreck something if you leave him alone for an hour. And when the older one comes home at 3 and both of them are with me until 8 or 9, which is when my husband usually comes home. A few days ago, I was really tired and I didn't make dinner. When my husband came home, I asked him if we could just order something. He was also tired, and we were both short-tempered, so we ended up snapping at each other. He said I should have at least ordered before he got home, and he was hungry. I said I forgot, and it's not fair that food is always my problem. He said I'm home all day, and I even admit I don't have that much work to do, so I'm basically a stay-at-home mother and should at least take care of dinner. I said he has no idea how much I do every day. And he said he'd handle the kids for an entire day while also working from home just to prove it should be easy for me. So I said sure. So he made the arrangements to work from home yesterday. I slept in, and when I woke up, he was already frazzled from getting the older one ready for school. He ended up having to cancel a meeting to make breakfast and was worried about that. Then, when he took another meeting later on, the boys went out to play in the yard and got super muddy and left footprints all over the house, which he then had to mop, and I did not help at all. By this point, I did feel sort of guilty because it was definitely harder for him to take care of work at the same time, but all I wanted was an apology. He said he was doing this to show that I do nothing all day, and if he just admitted he was wrong, I would have helped out straight away. Later on, he had another meeting, and he told the boys to not bother him for an hour. But about 20 minutes in, they got in an argument about something, and our younger one went to my husband's room to complain. He was really loud, and my husband's video was also on. Then he told the kid to leave him alone, but he was upset and crying and was not listening. After a few minutes, my husband went back to the meeting and apologized to the other people. When it was finished, he was really angry with me. He said I could see what was happening and I just watched him struggle without helping. I said all you had to say was, "Please help." And he said I shouldn't be so petty and prideful. This probably made him look a bit stupid in front of his manager, but it was only for a few minutes, and I don't think it was the huge deal he made it out to be. And if you could not guess, there is a bunch of people who are in the agreement of not the A. And down below, there's a nice comment section that starts off with not the A. And if I'm not reading the post completely wrong, they're your husband's kids as well, right? So I'm not sure why point 1 is worded as it is with the I didn't step in to help when my kids were disturbing him. He said he could handle it, he couldn't, that's on him. To which then OP said down below, yes, they're his kids too. I just use R and my interchangeably because I'm used to calling them my kids when talking to other people. To which Professional Ruin 953 makes a very good point. I think he needs a few more weeks of working from home to really develop a routine, get into the groove of doing both his contracted job and the housework, childcare, and other domestic management at the same time. Maybe you could find an alternative site to work from and see if you can grow your business if given the opportunity to really focus on it. If a distracted 3 hours a day can provide 1/3 your household income, you clearly have a great head for business. Imagine how much you could generate with a fully dedicated 8 hours a day. To which Abstract Engineer 2000 also makes a good point below that. He is also making up the importance of the interruption to the meeting. Unless he was talking, it would not be any problem if the microphone is muted. Also, nobody minds a few minutes of interruption. Most people have kids at home. And now, before I give my own opinion on this, I want to say, hey, you're watching Am I the A? I want you guys to all go in the comments and let me know, what are your opinions on these stories? Do you think the person who wrote this are a-holes or not? I'm interested to see what everyone's thoughts are. But, to weigh in my own thoughts on this, I'm in agreement, not with the whole entire post and everyone down in the or not everyone, but majority of people down in the comments. I'm in agreement with not the A because he asked for it. Simplistic as that. He asked for it and he got it. And now, on with another Am I the A for skipping my friend's birthday without warning because his girlfriend calls me the typical girl best friend. Miles and I have known each other since we were 2 because our parents are best friends. Now, I would not say Miles is my best friend. He is a good friend and we do hang out on occasion but see each other on all major holidays because of our parents. We are in our early 20s. The problem started because of a dumb childhood memory. When we were 8, we had a wedding play on school aftercare. I played the bride and Miles the groom. It was a play with horrible songs and uncoordinated kids. And of course, our parents made pictures and videos of that, and we each have one picture on our family picture walls. Here comes the problem. Miles is dating Lindy. They met 3 years ago and started dating last year. Lindy does not like me. So every time we coincide at a celebration, she makes a comment about me being the typical girl best friend. She one time said that I secretly wanted to sleep with Miles. I have no clue where she got that impression from. Miles and I have different friend groups and schedules. Besides the monthly catch-up over food, we didn't really meet that much. And things got worse when Lindy saw the wedding play picture. The comments just got more. She even started DMing me on Instagram saying she knew what game I was playing. I talked to Miles once about this and he told me to just give her time. So his birthday was on Saturday and I was invited. Lindy wrote me saying something along the lines that she was going to supervise me. This was their first birthday as a couple and I wasn't allowed to take up any of his time. I was honestly just fed up. I tried talking to Miles once more, but he said the same thing. So, I just skipped out. When the party started, I wrote a quick sorry that I can't come and told him my mother was going to bring his present. Now he's upset with me for missing his birthday and Lindy is mad that I made it all about myself and my parents are upset that I missed a family function. Am I the A? And then OP made some edits down below. I didn't show anyone the messages because I didn't want to make more of this than it is. I didn't want to poison anyone against Lindy, especially not if she's a new fixture in Miles' life. That would just make both of our lives more difficult. And I hope that just talking about it might be the more adult thing. My parents are not mad at me for blowing up my phone a la Reddit fashion. They and Miles' parents were just bummed out that this was the first birthday that I ever missed. As to why she's jealous, I have no idea. Neither of our parents ever wanted us to get together. There were no jokes or anything about it. I think they also would never want that. The wedding play picture is in the living rooms because they loved the picture, and it was our first play. And then down below there's some people waging their thoughts, starting off with Kiwi Honey saying not the A. Miles' girlfriend is insanely insecure and jealous of you. You've tried talking to Miles about it and he won't do anything about it. You're basically getting threatening messages from her at this point. Of course you don't want to be around her. Your parents should understand that their relationship with Miles' parents is just that. Their relationship. It's not a family function, whatever they wish it to be. The onus shouldn't fall on you to maintain a relationship with Miles if it isn't working for you under the current circumstances. I do hope you two can work things out since you've been friends for so long, but you don't have to if it doesn't work for you, and you don't need to feel guilty about it either. To which someone below that, who goes by Paka Anonymous, says it perfectly. OP should just show the messages to her parents and Miles and let those messages do the talking instead of trying to explain it herself. Why is it okay to take crap just cause you know them? I can never understand that mentality. Good on OP for not going to the party and giving the girlfriend a chance to insult OP more. Yes! This was my thought too. Share the messages and let her defend herself. And then, someone below that, this says exactly what I was thinking. They go by Hootie Owl Scissors. I suspect Miles has been telling himself OP is just upset because Lindy is a little uncomfortable / standoffish with her. If I were OP, I would have sent him a screenshot of every text she was sending me, and I would have done it right after the first one came in. Make sure he knew he was sticking his ding-a-ling crazy. And if it wasn't known, I absolutely agree. She should be sending all the messages that Lindy is sending her because, one, not okay, period, end of statement, shouldn't be doing it, period. And also, I feel bad for Miles because, I mean, he's either just sticking his hand in the sand or just doesn't know, but he is sticking it in a crazy. And that is just no bueno. Don't do it. Do not do it. It is not good for you. Anyways, on to the next one. And now on for the final story of today, we've got Am I the A for making my daughter shower in PE? Throwaway account for personal reasons. I have a 14-year-old daughter who I'll call Michaela. Michaela has barely hit puberty and is less developed than the majority of her peers, which I believe is something she is self-conscious about. Last week, my husband and I received an email from Michaela's school saying that because it was approaching the summer, it would now be mandatory for all students to shower after PE. I understand the logic. Michaela does PE before lunch, and if she doesn't shower, she'll be sweaty for the rest of the day, which I don't believe is hygienic. The school requested that we pack a towel and any shower gel for the next PE lessons to ensure the students were ready. When I mentioned this to Michaela, she said she would refuse to shower. Since the showers are communal, she told me she did not want to be naked in front of everyone else and would just get dressed. I told her she couldn't do this as the schools were enforcing it. Plus, I felt it was healthy for her to shower. Again, she asked me to email the school to say she wouldn't be participating, but I refused to do so. On Friday, despite many protests, I managed to make Michaela go to school with her towel and shower stuff packed. I felt like I was doing the right thing. However, when Michaela got home, she'd been crying all day saying how she had to get naked in front of everyone to shower, and she'd never been so embarrassed because she saw one or two of the girls laughing at her. I told her how sorry I was and that the teenage girls are horrible and that she is beautiful. But for hygiene reasons, she still has to shower. What? I suggested bringing in a swimming costume to wear in to shower, but she said that it would bring even more attention to her. She begged me to email the school to not let her shower, but I said I had no good reason to, and I'm sure all the other girls feel the same. She told me she hated me and has barely spoken to me for the rest of this weekend. My husband feels I should send an email as it doesn't hurt and Michaela is clearly bothered, but I don't think it's a big deal and she'll eventually get over it. And it's important for hygiene reasons. Am I the A? Wow. Okay. Alright. Wow, there is so much wrong in this story, but I guess before I wage in my own thoughts, we should go into the comments first, shouldn't we? To which someone says a thing I wasn't even thinking about. They go by TinyD71, Interesting name. Perhaps all the other girls do feel the same, but that doesn't help your underdeveloped 14-year-old daughter. You, a 45 female, don't think it's a big deal. Your distressed daughter does. What's actually stopping you from supporting your child in a highly stressful time in her life? It's approaching the end of the school year. Meet your child where she is at, not where you want her to be. And email the school or set up a meeting with the teachers involved. But support your child. You're the A. To which someone below that states, as someone who is bullied in her early teens, I feel if she doesn't partake in the showers, it's going to be noticed by her peers all the same. Maybe not immediately, and it'd depend on how many kids don't take the showers too, but if she's one of the few, it's definitely going to be brought up. To which someone below that says exactly what I was thinking. The school should never be making kids walk around naked in front of anyone. Okay, I'm like, Am I the weird one here with the making kids get naked together, right? Like, what the fridge? Is this in the US? In my high school PE class, the showers were there as an option but rarely used. If they were used, they wore a swimsuit. This is fridging insane if they're making it mandatory for teenage girls to strip down naked in front of classmates. I could not agree anymore. What culture is this where they have to, or they're mandatory to get naked in front of classmates? That is, icky. Ugh. That is icky. And then the other thing is that OP told her daughter, I told her she couldn't do this as the schools were enforcing it. How are you enforcing people to get naked? That is more worrying to me. How does that work? Just a lot of questions, and none of them will be answered, but man, I don't like it. Yeah, if it wasn't known, I'm absolutely in agreement with that. The OP is the A. Like, what? Hygiene, like, great, but she's obviously uncomfortable doing it. Why, like, she can take a shower at home. It is not that long of a school day that you have to take a shower because you'll be there for the next 15 hours. Like, no, after school, then she can take a shower. Not in front of everyone else. Like, how is that so difficult? Ugh, just make me feel icky with that. Anywho. Well, that's about it for those stories today, but if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow bread bag. But aside from that, of course, I hope to see you in the next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.